Welcome back to another ramble. Today we are rambling about Akira and some rumors I heard about them. Yeah, they go by them. Last time I did not know that. But before we go to more rumor and guessing what's happening, let's get back to the video that I once responded to. Yeah, I decided to go back and rewatch their video again. Basically led me to the same conclusions. Oh, they're scared of rape jokes and people having a rape fantasy, rape fetish, whatever the fuck you want to call it, on the person's team. I mean, I kind of get it now because, they were storyboarding a scene with, a character that's a victim of rape, if I recall the video correctly. But at the same time, I'm just like, who gives a shit? You can have a rape fantasy, a rape paraphilia, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and still write a decent victim of rape into a story. So I don't see what the big deal is with that, personally. And oh yeah, Vizzy Pop is immature. So basically nothing has really changed. Then we go to the pinned comments, which is updated. New information. Viv has a rape paraphilia. I had my suspicions, didn't want to say anything because it was just a gut feeling. But now there's evidence for that. But if you click on the link, it doesn't work. At least it didn't work for me. Maybe it might work for you guys. I don't know. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Whatever. But, this is a huge thing. Since, having a rape fantasy is actually more common than you'd think. I'm gonna be honest. And then there's more of Viv lying and trying to act like rape fetishization is fun and cute. I don't get this one. I really don't. When you click on it, it goes to a screenshot and you can just read it for yourself. I put it on screen. I'm just not really sure if that's the takeaway at all with this. I don't fucking know. It's more of people screaming at her about the guy with a rape fetish on her team. Then the last link is Vizzy Pop thinks Valtino is redeemable, allegedly. So, yeah, I'm going to show it here. I'm not going to read it out. Make up your own conclusions if you want. And then we get to the rumor of Akira hiding comments from sexual assault victims, or if you want to say it, rape victims. This really isn't a new rumor. The only reason I decided to make a video about this is because someone recently commented on the video talking about it. So let's get into it. Let's get into the rumor, guys. But yeah, this person's first comment is oh yeah, she's silencing her comments. And also, blah blah blah, something about BDSM. I'm gonna be honest. I don't get most of this. But some of this I do get. I said, I've been through more maniacal and more intimate / traditional rape. And that all SA is valid. But that she shouldn't police people with more trauma than her. And she has been consistently deleting comments from other victims. That's where I'm just if she's deleting comments from other people, that just sounds wrong. Especially if they're fucking victims. But then again, I don't know if this is fully truthful. But at the same time, I'm just if this is fucking scummy. That she's hiding victims' voices in her comments. But I get it if it has some racial slurs to it, or any slurs of any kind. I mean, I get it from that front. You don't want racism in your fucking comment section. And then we go to the next batch of comments. Not only is she hiding victims' voices, she's preaching to her audience about how victim voices need to be heard, and telling victims She won't hide their replies, even if she disagrees, then doing it anyway, over and over again. I've seen her do it multiple times. One moment, YouTube processes my comments and allows it. The next, she's like, the comment that came right after mine, but disappeared. Perfectly respectful conversations, not just mine. The comments from other victims that say, rape fantasies / RPs don't offend them, and debunking her points about it that she shared in her videos. Say BDSM has all the same justifications and criticisms as rape fantasy. Victims who specified their SA was violent, while hers was not. My comment, which said all forms of SA hurt, but I was more traumatized by tongue and other parts, medical, and that for that reason, I don't want to see her speak over other victims. I'm pretty sure I also saw a few defining rape jokes as a sign of recovery and coping mechanism disappear. So yeah, this is pretty fucking interesting if I do say so myself. Keep in mind this is my old video from like 2 months ago that this was commented on recently. I'm kind of surprised somebody decided to comment on my video, especially with shit like this. But let's go on Akira's channel and see what she has to say about this, because it's in the same comment as the previous section. So let's go over that. Okay, we're going through like section by section here, because there's at least like 3 different sections. So let's read the first one. Edit, I've seen some people get upset their comments are being deleted. So let me reiterate. If you are rude, disrespectful, justifying poor behavior, or spreading harmful rhetoric, I will delete your comment. Granted, YouTube has also automatically deleted comments, and if that happens, that's out of my hands. Okay, yeah, I agree. YouTube does delete comments at random. Sometimes you can find them in YouTube Studios, sometimes you can't. I don't know what the fuck is up with that, but it's a thing. Anyways, justifying poor behavior, spreading harmful rhetoric. I'm questioning what she means here. I'm kind of like, what do you mean here? You're talking about like different ways people cope with trauma, like joking about it, etc., etc. Because I had friends that kind of cover up their shit by joking about it. Like sometimes they do break down and talk seriously, but they mostly like joke about it to kind of cover how they're actually feeling, which I agree isn't a good coping mechanism, but it's a coping mechanism nonetheless. Okay, let's get to reading the second part. Some comments I've deleted are the ones comparing my trauma and saying I've had it worse, which is not helpful and is rude. No one should be comparing trauma. That is disgusting. Yes, I respect voices of SA survivors, but if they're not respecting me in return, then that respect goes away. I can definitely kind of vibe with this, but at the same time, if they do this in a respectful manner and be like, oh yeah, my cousin had worse trauma, they went to fucking Iraq when the Iraq war was going on, and they had severe traumas of taking out casualties, and this is how they cope. You know, some shit like that. Saying how their cousin coped with the Iraq war and providing like good methods of coping or dealing with trauma, that kind of shit. Then I feel like those kind of comments should not be deleted. And hopefully those comments aren't the ones being deleted. I'm just hoping that's not the case. But if it is, it's kind of scummy for you to kind of delete those. This section, I don't think I'm gonna read as much as this, but it's like comments, misinformation being spread. The comments that indicate that they clearly didn't watch my video before commenting, and it's just fiction comments. Yeah, there's going to be fictional porn of fucking everything. Unfortunately, that means the actually immoral shit and not like stuff about like 60% of women are actually fantasizing about. Which, yes, I did Google this. About 60% of women are fantasize of rape. Isn't that just fucking crazy? I'll put up the statistic in 3, 2, 1, and it's gone. Isn't that fucking crazy though? Yeah. I agree with like the fucking pedophile porn. You can't really justify pedophile porn even if it's fictional. Rape porn, you can definitely justify it, especially if it's a coin flip if someone has it, aka 50%. Sorry for calling them a she multiple times, by the way. It's just how my brain works. Anyways, at the end of this like updated section of her pinned comment, it's like, don't do any of these in my comment section. Make your own video, blah 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 blah. That type of shit. Just basically get out of my fucking comment section. You're probably thinking, is this the end? No, no, no. We gotta go back to the first person that brought this shit up recently. Because they also made a video about this, so let's get to that video. The video was basically the same shit, like, yeah, this person is silencing victims, blah, 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 blah. This person is trying to grandstand victims while silencing them, and also ignores people that are comparing BDSM to rape, that kind of thing. Essentially, trying to debunk, you know, fucking Akira's points, but at the same time bringing up, you know, the fucking deleted comments and shit, which unfortunately there are no screenshots of. So, yeah, I can't really make up my opinion about the comments because I can't see the comments. Talking about comments, the comments in this video is mostly like the person that made the video being like, "Oh yeah, I stand for freedom of speech. You should allow victims to say what they have to say. You can ignore it or challenge it." Which is something I personally agree with. Like, yeah, you can ignore a comment or challenge it. If you delete it, you're just censoring more people. That's what I personally believe, and I believe this person also believes. But yeah, I don't really know who I stand with here. Because I don't really stand with anybody. I'm more of my own thing. But I'm feeling closer to this Wings person than Akira. I don't know, that's just me. Before I leave off on my like final words or whatever, I decided to go ask my friend after we were like done streaming. Asked my friend about this shit, and he had a lot to say, so this is like the majority of the video. So enjoy. Anyways, what do you think of Akira, aka the person we were talking about on Discord? What do you think
Oh,
about her deleting comments?
oh, you're talking about the oversensitive snowflake that doesn't even know what rape means, but claims to be a victim of rape, right?
Uh, yeah, in your words,
Hmm.
anyways.
Well, she said that she claims that Stella sexually abused Stolas by forcing herself on him, which there is no proof of that happening. And even if that did happen, it does not count as rape
Okay, what do
by
you
definition.
what do you think of her like deleting comments though?
What type of comments?
Let me go back to our chat because I know you don't like to read. You're a dork.
Alright, I don't want to read.
Anyways, here's how the comment goes. Wait one sec. Is that the new section? Oh yeah, there it is. I've seen some people get at their comments being deleted. Let me reiterate to you. Let me reiterate. If you are rude and disrespectful, justifying poor behavior, or spreading harmful rhetoric, I will delete your comments. Granted, YouTube has also automatically deleted comments, and if that happens, that's out of my hands. Okay, that's the first section of the comment. What do you
Okay.
think so far?
Okay, seems fine so far.
Some comments I've deleted are the ones trying to compare trauma and say, I've had it worse, which is not helpful
Okay.
at all and is rude.
Okay, let me cut you off there.
Uh,
First of all, her trauma, from what I've heard, it's just force fingering. I'm sorry, but getting forced on is way more painful and uncomfortable than getting fingered.
I
I'm
mean,
just telling the honest
technically
truth.
both are forced.
Well, they are both forced. I mean, like more painfully forced. Like it's more painful and uncomfortable. You know, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So her trauma isn't the worst. So her trauma isn't the worst. She can say, "Oh, I'm a victim of stuff." Well, guess what? That doesn't mean that doesn't mean she can just speak on trauma. And also, people clearly have had it worse.
Yeah. Like, there's certain things where I'm like, okay, I get it. You don't want this comparison because, some people are going to be assholes about it. But at the same time, other people compare it for a reason.
Okay, read the rest of the comment.
Da da da. Which is not helpful at all and is rude. Which, I kind of get. No one should be comparing trauma. That is
Well, here's the
disgusting.
thing. What gives them the right to say that no one should be comparing trauma?
Yeah.
If
Like,
if someone who is a victim of something, if they want to compare trauma, they can.
you can definitely compare trauma. Like, you're not going to have as much trauma as somebody in Iraq fighting a war.
Yeah.
For, like, a normal person, you're not going to have that much trauma compared to them. Like, I get that completely.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, back with this. Yes, I respect voices of sexual assault survivors, but if
Bullshit.
they're not respecting me in return, then that respect goes away. I kind of question this because I haven't, seen these comments because they're deleted, so I have
I
no
just sense
knowledge.
that as a bit of ego. They clearly seem to have an ego. Like they think if anyone corrects them on anything, they're wrong.
Yeah. Anyways, next section. Other comments I've deleted are the ones trying to justify pedo and rape porn.
What? Pedo and
Apparently,
rape?
apparently people are trying to justify pedophile porn. I get slightly justifying rape porn to a extent. Be-
Where did I'm confused.
I guess they got comments trying to justify pedophile and rape porn.
Oh well. I mean, that's just how the internet works.
Yeah.
Like, boo
Like
hoo, you're not special.
I can justify rape porn to a certain extent, especially if it's fictional.
Yeah, if it's fictional, it's not a big deal. Now, unless the fictional characters are under the age 18 or look under the age 18, then we have a problem.
Also are fucking animals.
Yes, include that. I'm looking at you, Rabat.
Anyways, telling me to get raped or to die. The ones that call my rape as a child as a skill issue, the womp womp comments, misinformation being spread, the comments that indicate that they clearly didn't watch the videos before commenting,
You
in
mean like
the
how you
"it's
didn't watch
just
Hell of a Boss?
fiction" comments.
It, it's oh my god.
Like,
I don't. I think she's. I don't think. I don't think she's telling the exact truth. I think she's cherry picking stuff.
yeah, this has got me like thinking: is she cherry picking? Am I just being an asshole? What's happening?
I think what she's trying to do, she's trying to make her trauma the only trauma that's valid, and she's trying to act like, oh, better people agree with me. When in reality, if anyone thinks different from her, she will. Well, guess what? Delete their comments because they think different. Well, she won't delete all of them because she needs to, delete. How do I say it? She needs to delete a lot of them. So it looks like that's the right opinion when she says rape isn't funny. That's what she's trying to do. To me anyway. Like there should be a lot more negative comments
Yeah,
in my eyes, but there aren't. And I don't believe that they're saying this stuff. I think she's just saying that just to play victim, pretty much.
anyways, this is kind of the last section before she talks about new information. So, this is my comment section to moderate by myself. I do not have a team. If you want to make a video about how much you love pedo and rape porn, or how your trauma is worse than someone else's, then be my guest. See how
Okay,
people will react to that. But don't bring that energy into my
ego.
comment section.
Okay, this is just she clearly has a fucking ego.
Yeah, that's like my first thought too while reading this. Like, does she have an ego? Am I being too much of an asshole to her?
No,
Like,
no, 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 no. She just has an ego. She thinks she's better than people.
yeah,
When in reality, people are just correcting her. And whether she likes it or not, actually, her little her trauma is yeah traumatizing, but compared to what a lot other people go through, it's worse. Fingering isn't as traumatizing as flat out rape,
yeah,
like the usual rape. Like that's way more traumatizing. A finger being poked into you, that's less traumatizing. It's still going to make you uncomfortable and going to give you and still going to potentially traumatize you, but or I mean it is. But to say that because she said that it's like done by fingering or something like that. If that's true, that means her trauma is not the worst. And guess what? I and many others can correct her and say that what we went through is worse because it is, whether she likes it or not. And that's just the honest fact, not an opinion, whether she likes it or not.
yeah, exactly. Like, what do you personally think about like people having like rape fantasies and all that?
I don't care as long as it doesn't involve minors and they're not actually doing it to real people.
Yeah, and let's not mention you've been through worse.
Oh yes, I have been. But do you see me crying about it has been hotel? No, you want to know what I do? I just move on with my day. At best, I just mostly roll my eyes.
Yeah, like you don't really give a fuck if like a storyboard artist would like make a sex joke or whatever the fuck, right?
I do think the guy with the rape fetishes are weird. Don't get the wrong idea. I
Yeah.
think they have screws loose in their head.
Yeah,
If
but you
anything,
wouldn't be like
and
fire this guy, right?
I do think they should be put on the list. I don't think they should lose their jobs. Like that's stupid, right?
Yeah.
I do think that they need to be investigated because those people have screws loose in their heads. Well, like, yeah.
Like they're not all going to be like, "OMG, I got to glorify rape blah 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 blah."
Yeah, exactly.
Like, of course they're going to do it on their like off time and shit, but when they're writing a story about it, they're just doing what the other writers are doing essentially.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, the guy he clearly has screws loose in his head, and he clearly needs to be checked out in a psychic ward. But as long as he's not hurting anyone, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Like at best, this video is like, Fizzy Pop is immature and she tried to defend someone having a rape fetish by saying they were raped when they weren't raped.
Okay, first off, we don't know the person. They could have been, for all we know.
I mean, according to the video, they don't, so I'm just going to try to follow the video logic a bit
Well, just
here.
well, here's the thing. There's such thing as I've heard that some people who are victims of sexual abuse do end up becoming more sexual later in life. Like, how do I say it? Not all of them, but a lot of them do tend to become more sexually active, I guess, something like that.
Yeah.
And gotta love how this person gets up and says, "Ew, if you disagree with me, that means you're a okay with this stuff." That's clearly just her having an ego, thinking that she's better than people, and lumping people together.
Yeah, like,
Just because,
I personally don't think Vizzy Pop should fire the guy unless the guy actually, like, did something, you know?
yeah, exactly. At best, the guy should be investigated.
Like,
That's
at best, the guy could be, like, absolutely, completely normal, other than that one thing.
Yeah. Let me think. Also, since she claims to have been quote raped, yet something I gotta point out here. I'll just change my PFP real quick. There we go. No, not one. But anyway, she claims since her trauma is so traumatized and all that, and thinks she can speak above other people's trauma, which she clearly is doing, right?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it.
Here's the thing: she doesn't even know what rape means, because rape is when something goes forcefully in the body. Yet she tries to claim that Stella raped Stolas, which no, she didn't do. At best, it counts as sexual assault, not rape. Rape involves something going into the body forcefully without consent. And Stella, to my knowledge, didn't finger him.
I
And
mean, I think it would still count as rape.
I mean, it's equal to rape, but it doesn't like count as rape. Yeah, at best, it counts as sexual assault. Like even if Stella did that by force, guess what? It doesn't count as rape. Because at best, she sexually abused him. So no, she didn't quote rape him. She sexually assaulted him. So even if she did it by force, which I doubt. I think that's just something she just made up just to try and make Vizzy look bad.
Nah, I think
And
that was actually in the episode where, like, Stella was talking about it.
no, they were talking about how they have sex.
Yeah.
They weren't. There was nothing. It was never made clear that it was by force. Her
Like, all
saying
we
that.
know is, like, Stolas was, like, disassociating or whatever.
Well, probably because he was trying to get his mind at a better place. His wife is a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
So that's probably what actually happened, and this bitch is trying to intentionally twist it into, oh my god, it's rape. That even though hilariously, even if she did it by force, and even if that was the intention, guess what? It doesn't count as rape by definition.
Like,
So
even if it was rape, it's just like, okay, it was rape about a character that lives in hell.
there's a literal town that's literally called Cannibal Town.
Yeah.
Yeah, murders just everywhere.
Like, every single crime is basically everywhere.
The only thing that is probably illegal is probably like zoophilia and pedophilia. That's probably it.
Yeah.
Unless I don't know, maybe the idea is that since there's no laws in hell, maybe just pedophiles are just and zoophiles are just so badly like agreed to be, disgusting people. They're just shunned.
Yeah, probably.
That's probably how it works. Yeah, sure, serial killers, whatnot, but pedos, you don't see them trying to get kids in hell because they're gonna they might get killed by an overlord or something or a serial killer and get eternity of torture by them
I
because
think
no
we
one
should
likes pedos.
stop talking about the lore of Hell of a Boss before we get too off track.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, yeah. I see this as just this bitch trying to. This bitch has an ego. She likes to lump people together that disagree with her because she cannot accept the fact that people just simply disagree with her, and she thinks that her opinion is the only one that's valid. She's a snowflake. She needs to go outside and touch some grass. Then again, I've seen what she looks like IRL, and she's obese. So yeah, she's probably a Discord moderator. And her trauma, yeah, sure, it's traumatizing, but it isn't as traumatizing as literally getting pinned down and raped.
Yeah.
Like a finger going in you isn't as traumatizing as a dick.
Anyways, going back to the comment. Apparently, according to the comment, Vizzy Pop herself has a rape paraphilia or rape fetish, whatever you want to fucking call it.
Oh, where's the proof for that?
It's on a link, but the link does not work. But theoretically, if Vizzy Pop had a rape fetish, would we really care that much?
No, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I mean, if she can write a decent story, let her write a decent story. Even if
Except
it
for Aspen
involves rape.
Hotel. Except for Aspen Hotel.
Yeah, Has Been Hotel fucking sucks.
Yes. Yes.
And Vizzy Pop apparently thinks Valentino is redeemable, and the only proof of this is like a piece of paper. I'm not making this up, by the way.
Okay, first of all, let me explain why this person's stupid. First of all, the people that are in hell are literally serial killers, rapists. Probably some of them might be pedophiles, right?
Yeah, who knows?
And probably child diddlers. Pretty much genocidal maniac cannibals. What else? What else? Genocidal maniacs, psychos. Rapists. So yeah, it's pretty bad place, right?
Yeah, but do you think Valentino is redeemable?
Well, here's the thing: the princess literally went around killing a bunch of people. So, I mean, it is possible, but I mean, I doubt they're going in that direction because all the cast, almost all of them, are very like psychotic. Like for example, Alistair literally has killed multiple like other demons. He also so Princess probably has killed a lot of demons because that's the laser his ship he shoots from his ship. That laser is actually angelic, so it can kill demons. So he's killed a bunch of people, but he was actually redeemed in the end. So take note, he did commit mass genocide, obviously,
Yeah,
but he still was redeemed. So I think the idea is that yeah, sure they did horrific things, but they can be redeemed for it. Yeah, sure they're still us sure they did psychotic things, but take note. Charlie's plan was to rehabilitate a lot of sinners, and probably a lot of those sinners are probably not good people, right?
right.
So the ones that she probably tried, for all we know, I don't know much about Sid Princess, but he probably killed a lot of a lot of demons. Like he's probably killed a lot of people.
Yeah. Saying Valentino is like never going to be redeemed is kind of questionable because like the
I
show
think
is about redeeming these people.
I think okay. I think the idea is that anyone can be redeemed, but they have to do something noble that so they actually earned it.
Yeah. If
Like
Valentino does, that's just kind of left up in the air.
well, technically any sinner we see in the show can be redeemed. It just depends on what they do. If they, for example, the apprentice actually put his life on the line to defend his friends, which was noble of him. So when he died in hell, he went to heaven. He was redeemed because his actions made up for all the bad he did. Well, I mean, he still killed a bunch of people, but he made up for it by defending his friends.
Yeah.
So Saprentius could be redeemed by killing a bunch of people. I mean, Valentino can be redeemed, yes. I don't think he should be,
Yeah,
just to
he
be honest.
shouldn't, but he can.
But I mean, argument could be made is Saprentius shouldn't have been, you know, uh, shouldn't have been as well because he's done a lot of fuck stuff, obviously. But he still was redeemed, so yeah, because what he did was noble, and I doubt Valentino's going to do anything noble. I mean,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
also
Valentino's like just straight up abusive to people.
Suspensus actually began turning away from doing messed up things before he was redeemed, before he done that noble sacrifice. So for all we know how being redeemed works is maybe you have to, it's more of like a slow process. Maybe you have to stop doing evil stuff in hell, and then you eventually get redeemed. But since people in hell are in hell, they're not going to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like it's literally survival of the fittest in the Pride Ring. The other rings are literally peaceful compared to it. Like watch Hell of Boss. Like the rings are peaceful compared to it. The other rings are peaceful. They're still not good, but the Pride Ring is literally a war zone. And trust me, it's like this. Say it perfectly. Any sinner can. I think we because let's be honest. A lot of people that Charlie tries to redeem probably have done horrific things. They probably tortured people, literally ate people. So, and probably murdered like kids and whatnot. So, I mean, it is possible. I mean, for Valentina to be redeemed, but I don't expect it.
Yeah.
And also, like I said, I think you would have to stop doing horrific things in hell, and eventually and then do something very noble. Or maybe you just have to do something very noble. The show it hasn't made it clear. All we know is that his sacrifice, Apprentice's sacrifice, made it to where he went into heaven because he tried to defend his friends from Adam. So yeah. So and if Vizzy, I mean, yeah, Vizzy Pop. If Vizzy thinks Valentino should be redeemed, okay. First of all, there's no proof of that, and also even if that's true, bro, literally, Sid Princess probably literally killed a bunch of people, right?
Yeah. It's not like out of the question, but at the same time, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, Alistair could get redeemed, right?
Yeah.
I doubt it. I doubt it. Actually, all the main cast could get redeemed except for Charlie and Faggy. Because, one of them's an angel and the other's a hellborn, so yeah. So, yeah.
Any other words before I end the recording?
I would say that all of these points are just a big fat massive nothing burger, and that this person just has an ego, and I would not take what they say seriously at all. Honestly. And
Okay.
also, literally, the Pride Ring, literally, if you watch Has-Been Hotel, it is literally a war zone. Like, it's survival of the fittest. When you spawn in down there, you're gonna have to be fighting for your life. So obviously, people aren't gonna try and redeem themselves because a lot of people are probably making sure they don't get teared in half, or get killed and then respawn and killed again and then respawned and killed again. You see my point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna end recording now.
Okay. Bye bye.
I know this is kind of not related to, the entire situation, but related to the video. But I asked another person, yes, a second person, about their feelings about the video. I gave like a brief description of what I got from the video. And their response is basically the same as mine and the same as Raptor. If it's not hurting anybody, who gives a shit? So yeah, that's basically the second person I kind of asked about the video, and their response seems to be essentially the same as mine. Ending thoughts: I think SA victims should be heard out loud. Doesn't matter if they're rude to you or not. I feel like they should be heard out loud, no matter what. That's just me. So, yeah, here's the end of the video. Bye.